Misha Gabriel. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great. Tell us just about being here at Hip Hop International.
It was my first time here, and I'd heard a lot of great things, but it was so great to finally experience it myself. So much talent from all over the world, hungry, like thriving dancers, just like trying to get better and better themselves in class. Oh, saw a guy do a backflip. It was awesome, man. It's like such an incredible thing to be around. It makes me remember why I fell in love with hip hop.
That's cool. I think there was someone that actually killed a backflip during the freestyle.
Yeah, during the freestyle, I saw that too. Yeah, I was like, wow, pulling them out. Yeah.
Have you been to Hip Hop International before?
No, this is my first time. I wanted to actually come last year just to come check it out, but I didn't make it over. But I heard about it from other teacher friends of mine and stuff. And you know, there's other things like this all over the world, and I've been to, you know, street dance camp in Czech Republic and other dance camps around the world and stuff. It's good to finally see one, like a big one, starting here.
Yeah. So you've been to other camps where there's different countries and stuff. Talk about just the experience of seeing dancers from other countries.
I think it just definitely like opens up your mind a little bit, gets you out of your own little box of what you're comfortable with and style-wise what you're used to or what you're exposed to, and it allows you to see just other dances and other styles, and it's just inspiring. It like refuels your tank, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. What were kind of your first moments that you really kind of, as a kid or as a teenager, really felt like dance was the way to go?
Oh man, I remember it honestly like it was yesterday. My first hip hop performance, the first time I ever really saw what hip hop was a show called Philadelphia Legends. Rennie Harris, and he basically got Don Campbell and a bunch of the old Lockers and Pete, Sam, all like the original Boogaloos to come together and do this show where they toured in like small little theaters, like the originators of hip hop. I'm like, are you kidding me? These are the guys that created it. And I'm looking at these guys, the founders of the movement that are still alive today, and seeing them like perform in smaller venues. And I remember that's when I truly fell in love with hip hop and just was exposed to it for the first time. And then, you know, from there I moved to LA and sort of fell into more of the commercial aspect of it. And now I choreograph, and that's sort of what I teach, is sort of a mesh and a blend of all styles. But that was really what did it at first. Michael Jackson obviously played a huge important part, as it does to most dancers. I grew up with ballet most of my whole life. So, yeah, I'd say that it was just a sort of a bunch of things.
What was your first breakthrough, like your first breakthrough gig maybe in LA?
My first breakthrough gig was Omarion, I think. It was like the first audition I auditioned for in LA, and it sort of put me on the map as a dancer, put me on the map in the urban community. Everyone was like, who's the white boy with the shaved head getting it in the Omarion video? Again, like I said, I came from a technical background, and so I was exposed to a different style, and I remember sort of having to adjust to that style, and I learned a lot from it. So.
That's cool. Tell us, I know a lot of dancers definitely try to make it in LA. What type of advice would you give them? You know, you've been through it. What would you say?
That's a tough one, man.
It's long.
There's so many. First, just know what you're up against.
Yeah.
There's so many people just like you, just as talented, even more talented, that are going to be out there, just as hungry, that have been dancing longer, that have different situations. People that only have 3-year visas, and if they don't book a job in 3 years, then they're not going to be able to live there. So like, it's just, you're up against a lot of stuff. So you have to be really ready to go for it, put everything you have into it. I think I was ready. I was homeschooled a lot of my life, and I trained a lot. And so by the time I was 17, I was ready to move to LA, and I'd been teaching, and I had already gone on tour with an artist. It was Aaron Carter. Don't want to mention that really, but I had still been exposed to what that tour life was like, and had been on a job, had been in a rehearsal process. But it's a lot of those things. It's knowing what you're up against. It's being prepared for it, and it's a lot of it. I hate to say it, but it's like social networking and knowing people and stuff. A lot of choreographers don't have auditions, so if you don't know that choreographer, you're not going to work for them. So get in their class, find out where they teach, become their friend. Become their friend and find out where they eat or hang, and get in with them.